to our next guest, Frank D'Ambrosio, orthopedic spine surgeon from Los Angeles. He wants to tell the British government that cannabis for medical purposes should be legalized.
Essentially a summary of where we are in cannabis in the world and also specifically here in the United Kingdom. A year ago, when they made cannabis essentially legal, they gave the option to physicians to be able to prescribe cannabis oil to patients who need it, especially these young children who have epileptic seizures. What they wound up doing is putting the onus of who's going to get the cannabis to the specialists as opposed to the GPs. As a result of this, the specialists and their specialty societies have essentially stopped everyone from getting cannabis. So in the past year, only 3 prescriptions have been written.
How do you control this? That's the point. I haven't seen how it's done in California. I've seen how it's done in Ohio. And the confusion between what's called medical cannabis and what's obviously recreational is very obvious. You know, you go into a pot shop and it's talking about medical advantages, but really it's just a place for people to go get high.
Well, at the end of the day, recreational cannabis differs from medical cannabis only based on intent. The cannabis still works. THC, although it does give you the elevated mood and the psychoactive effect, still gets in the brain and is neuroprotective. So it's still protecting the brain. It could long-term, even though people might be high now, it may be actually a way to prevent Alzheimer's from coming.
Well, that's a stretch, isn't it? And
well,
the problem is that it's the strength of the THC, which in Ohio, for example, most of the cannabis that's sold is grown under lamps, and it gets stronger and stronger, and you get to a situation where the psychotic effect is measurable.
Well, I haven't seen in my practice a significant amount of psychotic effects. The actual incidence of people having psychotic effects, at least in the United States, is the same as the incidence of schizophrenia in the United States.
So that comes back to my question. How do you control it? How do you stop it being a race to the top, if you like, that people are pursuing ever stronger THC content?
I think through education, and I think through having a physician involved in the care. I believe that when you call something recreational, you actually minimize the plant. The plant is stronger and better than that.
Frank D'Ambrosio, orthopedic spine surgeon from Los Angeles. This is World Update.